Hello and welcome back to Wario Land 3. On the last episode we ate some great garlic, which must have been a workout because it made some colossal holes in our muscles, which then repaired, and during the process of repairing became larger, which became sweet gains, making our tough boy become even tougher. Wario's just the toughest of the toughies. He's just such a tough boy. Tougher than the toughies, not smarter than the smarties. Scrooge McDuck still got us on that front, but hey, we're coming for your money, old man. In August 2017... when you come back to Disney XD, I'm not actually 100% sure what the new DuckTales show, what channel it's on, but hey, we're after his money regardless, and boy, we don't want to float up, and we don't want to see that minigame clear block, even though maybe we have some minigame clearing to do in our future. What we do want to do here today is break some cracked blocks. That block I broke at the beginning of the level happened pretty quickly on screen, but it was a cracked block that we wouldn't have had access to. And also, speaking of not have access to, this is actually a disguised throwable block, which we just need the gentle touch of a spearman to be able to break through. Wario, despite being tough, sometimes you just need a gentle touch, and the gentle touch we needed today was the spearhead's very, very soft spear head to break through these blocks that our tough bicep would be unable to pass through. You know how it is. Sometimes you just need a gentle touch to be able to do these things, and we could get stung by one of those pneumos to float back up to the top of the screen, but there is a stairwell, ladder is the word I was looking for, a ladder that you can use to climb back to the beginning of the level that you'd probably make more use of if you kind of just explored this level more naturally than I did the first time we were here, because I kind of just cut to the chase, went straight to the key and the treasure. We're seeing a little bit more of the level now, obviously, but you know, we'll see the most of this level later. We could have smashed ourselves to become Flat Wario to go down to that golf room. Or not so, you know, there's something I want to show, but we'll show that in just a second, because we can just jump down here crouching to get down here. You could, you know, smash yourself, flatten yourself, and float in here, but I feel like just crouching's the easiest way to get to golf, because it's golf, baby. We're doing golf. It's golf, baby. Everybody's favorite character for Wario Land 3. Season 3, you know, Season 3 they always add either a dog or a baby, and in Wario Land 3 they added in golf, baby, everybody's favorite. So these crushers, in Wario Land 2 you could jump into them as they were going up and still get smushed, and I don't know if this is a thing with every single crusher or only a few of them, but we're unable to pass through this block right here whenever we're normal Wario. It acts like a ceiling. It seems like an interesting fix to the solution of something that may have not been intended in Wario Land 2. I don't know if that's a thing that will be present on every single crusher in the game, but it sure is there, and it's kind of interesting. It's a little weird thing that you could find. But hey, we've done our due diligence and interacted with the new Season 3 character, Golf Baby, and now we can come down and interact with everyone others. We passed the minigame clear block. That metaphor wasn't going any further than it was. And metaphor, that goof? The meta-goof? The goofaphor? Who knows? Who really understands what's supposed to be going on with Golf Baby? Such a weird, flawed character to add into the series so late into the series. I almost said late into the season, but it's a new season. Whatever. We got the red chest. We're done with the Colossal Hole. Colossal Hole is kind of an interesting level, so we can leave. Boy, this place sure is interesting. Let's get the hell out of here. You know what is also interesting? This really crappy sprite for this treasure. Like I know what it's supposed to be, but like, can you tell what that's supposed to be? Like I know what it's supposed to be, so I could parse that. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a pump or whatever. But it's not just a pump; it's the infallible inflator. How are you supposed to get that from that sprite? I mean, who even knows? But the infallible inflator is kind of a weird item. There's these blocks that were previously on the bottom of bodies of water that stopped us from like maybe entering a door. We can use it as a platform now, but it's kind of strange because it's like, actually let's just scroll the map over to where we need to go. It's kind of strange because like, what the hell is that like block that we use? Like, is it made out of glass because we can see through it? Is it made out of metal? Because as a child it reminded me of a vault, even though I'm 100% sure it's probably not supposed to be a vault, but as a kid I thought it was supposed to be a vault, okay? Like, I don't know, it looks like a vault to me. Is it like a plastic inflatable, like, jumpy bounce thing? Because it inflates, but it was also in our way and we couldn't push it? Who knows? These things are strange. You know what else is strange? this is the last time we're going to come to this level, which of course means we're not getting the musical coins. So there are going to be 2 instances in this game where we will be unable to get the musical coins on our last visit to the level. And it's actually specifically because of this coin right here. I might have been saying musical keys accidentally, I'm not 100% sure. But we're unable to get to that musical coin because we're lacking a power-up. There'll be 2 instances of this in the game, and I suppose we could go get the rest of the coins except that one, and then just I'll do it off screen. But that's not how we're going to do it. How we're going to do it is we're going to come back later when I have the ability to do it, and we're going to have family fun collecting coins then. Is that the smartest way to do that? Probably not. Is that the way I'm doing it? Whew! You bet your sweet bippy. And you know what? I suppose we'll just float up here and just take a visit up here and look at a musical coin that we will not collect. Goodbye, musical coin that we won't collect. And I wanted to smash that Numo. Oh, something interesting about Numos I wanted to mention. In Dr. Mario 64, they're a playable character, and in that game they're called Jelly Bobs, which is the weirdest name. Like, sure, they're jellyfish. Jellyfishes are kind of blobby, but Jelly Bob? Very strange. But yes, we have a Numo puzzle here. Numo puzzle, whatever. It's not much of a puzzle. We just moved the Numo to a more beneficial location for us to be stung, because over here there's spearheads, another spiky enemy, or, you know, pointy enemy thing, like the Numo's stinger, but they don't give us Puffy Wario, and we need Puffy Wario's help to get up here to the blue chest. So there we go. We're done with the Pool of Rain, and we'll definitely never ever come back here. Nope. We don't need those musical coins. Who needs them? We'll come back to those musical coins. We have the ability to get the last one. I was joshing ya. I know it was probably a very convincing josh I was doing there, but it was just a josh. So yes, the yellow prismatic crown. Not required treasure, obviously. Much like the other 3 of those crowns that we've collected at this point. And it's always strange whenever the level scrolls from day to night and you can see some areas like the West Crater sprites that don't change color, I assume because they're like... Oh, I hit my desk. GIFs? I said ow like that hurt. It was just more like, oh shit, like that's gonna sound bad on the mic. But, you know, they're animated tiles was the word I was looking for. So I suppose like the color changing gradient effect just doesn't work on them. But hey, we have another one of these questionable block platformy things to jump onto, if I could just actually make that jump. Like, really, what the hell is that material made out of? So Bank the Wild River is also going to be an interesting level, because as you can see, the blue key just just barely out of sight. Well, I mean, I guess it's not just barely out of sight. We're doing the blue chest here today, but we haven't gotten the green chest. So just with the last level, where we won't be able to get all the coins except for 2 instances, this is one of 2 instances in the game where you cannot, or well, where you unlock the blue... Boy, this sentence is hard. This is one of 2 instances in the game where you can unlock the blue chest before you unlock the green chest, if you just do everything, like, as soon as it's possible. Which is kind of strange that, like, you know, these 2 things kind of fall back to back. I mean, granted, that's also has something to do with how I planned them out, but it's kind of strange. And, you know, with a game with 100 treasures where it's non-linear, stuff like that's bound to happen. It's just kind of interesting that these 2 things kind of fall back to back. Also, we get to use Vampire Wario, which I'm very happy about. I love this power-up. I think it's very, very cool. But we're already done using it, which is a shame. We're able to destroy Lump, which I believe I incorrectly called him Lunk in one of the previous episodes. Oh, darn, I got hit by that. I thought I would be quick enough, but I was not, unfortunately. We have an instance of Vampire Wario being an obstacle here. I just find that kind of interesting, because just generally it's a very useful power-up, so you don't see it get used as an obstacle all too often. Very interesting. What we really need is to become Hot Wario. You know, Hot Wario as in, I'm hot, not as in, boy, that's a spicy Wario. Because Wario, always spicy, always hot. And we come down here, we immediately find fire. But this fire will not allow us to accomplish our goal, because of the way that these platforms are designed, would stop us from lighting ourselves on fire and then just immediately like leaving the room on fire. Because when you're Hot Wario, you bounce off the walls, you have no control of your like horizontal momentum. So even if you lit yourself on fire and try to jump up here, you'd bounce off the wall and be unable to kind of make it up here. with how this wall's designed, like maybe if you lit yourself on fire, ran, and then jumped at the perfect timing, you might be able to land right here, jump here, fall back, and then make it all the way up here. But that seems like some real tool-assisted BS. Like, I don't think... Okay, let me rephrase that. I know I don't have the reflexes to do that. But maybe a machine does, who knows. And we probably could have destroyed Lump with our, ignited Flamin' Hot Wario. But we weren't here for that. We were here to pick up our early blue chest. Just interesting that you can, get it before the green chest. So we'll be instead doing musical coin on this level when we get the green chest, I believe. But hey, it's a not required treasure, so it's easy to see how something like this slipped through the cracks in, like, a 100 treasure non-linear game. It's just kind of interesting. And the not required treasure we get today is the Blast Off Buddy, which I believe is called just Rocket on the Mario Wiki. So, Blast Off Buddy. You gotta give these things good, very, very good names. And was that the third level we've done? Yeah, we've done 3 levels today, haven't we? But it's not over, because if you remember at the end of the last episode, when we ate the Great Garlic, we got the ability to destroy that rock and make it to Sea Turtle Rocks. Which now, at the end of the episode, we finally go to check out. It kept you waiting, huh? Sea Turtle Rocks is a level I'm not the biggest fan of, and for reasons that you can see now. It's one of those, like, bunch of disguised blocks that you gotta break level. Obviously it's not the only gimmick to level. There is more going on here than just that. But it is, like, the way this level opens up. Like, pretty much anytime you play this level, you're gonna have to play the game of time to break all these stupid blocks. As I've ranted on about previously, in this series and previous series, and by that I mean it's just Wario Land 2, I'm not a big fan of having to break, like, all of these blocks without a real good tell of where to do it. Like, as it is, I'm just kind of guessing the best place to hit. Like, you can end up with fun scenarios where it's like, oh, I'm so close to that coin, but I can't get to it. But I just feel like it's just kind of annoying having to break all these things without, like, a good tell for them. Like, that one, like, is pretty decent. Like, oh, I knew I couldn't get him from that side, and there was kind of, like, a block here, so it was kind of obvious that you could break it. But more often than not, there's not a tell in this level. It's just kind of annoying, but it's, this doesn't come up too often in Wario Land 3. It wasn't that often in Wario Land 2 either. It just had that one level that... I believe it had 2 levels that really ticked me off, because there was the one in Syrup's Castle, and then there was one in Go to the Basement, I believe. Those are the 2 that come to my mind, just off the top of my head. But hey, we've broken all the blocks we needed to. We've gotten the gray key, we found this door, which I ignored, because we come in here and there's a gray chest. But, we need the key to get to the chest, and we can just continue on with our lives, and we can encounter the next boss, Scowler, who was oddly had their name changed to Octo in I almost said Wario Land, but Dr. Mario 64, which might as well as be Wario Land Dr. Mario. It's weird. It's filled with Wario Land 3 characters. It's very, very weird. Scowler's a pretty simple boss. You just hit him on the top of his head, revealing his bottom weak point. Whenever he's in this form, if he touches you, he'll knock you out of the arena, but if he hits you like this, it just stuns you momentarily. So he's less dangerous in this form, and I'm actually just going to let him do his thing, because he has an attack that he can use that we haven't seen. If he were to grab us like this, he would just throw us out of the arena. But yes, he can ink and make this screen go completely black, which I guess adds a little bit of difficulty to it. It doesn't last forever, but it's pretty easy to still avoid him because his face is still lit up and you can still see Wario. It does... you will lose track of, like, the tentacles since you can't see them, so he might get you, like, because, oh, that tentacle was longer than I expected it to be. But Scowler, not that hard of a boss, and also just very strange they changed his name to Octo in Dr. Mario 64, especially since he seems more squid than octopus, even though I believe his Japanese name is just a mashup of squid, octopus, and Tengu, because it's, like, Ikal, Taco... Tengu? It's weird. And I say taco, like, taco. I mean, I guess taco... Man, I don't know. Taco, octopus, I don't know Japanese. That's the end of that statement. But hey, Scowler's a very important boss because he was holding on to a very important treasure, the third music box, which, a very iconic music box. You wind it up and horses run around. Lovely, lovely horses, just weird horses. Carousel was the word I was looking for, but I said horses first. This is kind of a standard music box in my brain. So yeah, we get it, and the sound of the box blows a hole in the wall of the cave, revealing the Cave of Flames. And I also believe that's our first level with 4 arrows coming off it. Yeah, Big Bridge is our first level that is omnidirectional. In any direction we go, we find a new level. But yeah, that's it for this episode. On the next episode, we'll check out our spoils that the 3rd music box has afforded us and explore S5, Cave of Flames, which I'm sure will be a hoot. Just an absolute blast. Another fiery cave level. And my favorite.